Let's go ahead and pick a comment for the second Path of the Light winner. 81 comments total. Congratulations to Ganos. We're Gym Bros. Tristan seems kind of uptight and Galahad looks a bit toxic. Congratulations to Ganos, the day 2 winner of the Skinstone sweepstakes. Check out the link in the description box down below for all of the details.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central, and I want to tell you all before we get into this video that I feel like I was wrong about Tristan. I don't think that I have done him justice in the couple of videos that we've already done so far. And we're going to talk about a little bit about why today. We're going to talk about good teams to build with Tristan, and we're going to talk about where he's strong at. And I think later on today we're probably going to do a video on how to counter him, but I want to do the why he's good video first because I'm not a complete negative Nancy about Tristan anymore. I think that he's absolutely worth building up in the right situations, just like every other hero, right? But first, let's talk about the story for today. Every time you win, the boss gets stronger. I got enough books to do it. Oh, this is a new background. This is a little different. Finally, we're getting into town. Here's the village. This place seems homely enough. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Traversing the middle of nowhere after Strongford's broad avenues? No thanks. So, where's that elder of yours? Okay. Did someone ask for the elder? That's me. Look who's here, my beautiful goddess. Is that Remy? That looks like Remy. Remy in the morning, maybe. I swear upon my love to you, these are stray lambs like the ones who came before. Okay. Greetings, elder. We bring help from the temple. Oh, yes, I know what brings you here. So you wish to help unite two hearts destined to be together? How very praiseworthy of you. Why, that's the kind of stuff I like. What do we need to do, old man? You don't gotta call people old man. Oh, barely anything at all. You'll sacrifice yourself so that my charming winged goddess can love me in return. And that's what true love is. Oh, goodness. Sacrifice ourselves? No way. You've gone mad, old man. Why would you refuse to lend me a hand with my heart's desire? Apparently, I have no choice but to be a bit more insistent. Hey, Pastry, bring me... Pastry is his pet's name. Pastry. That's amazing. Pastry the Basilisk. Arg. All right. We're going to send in Bob 1 to handle this. This is going to be a lot like fighting those basilisks and everything. What was like chapter 7, chapter 8. Boom. Tristan just bonks it on the head. Sorry I killed your dog. Yikes. Oh no, what did you do to Pastry? He was such a good boy. Oh, this is kind of sad, guys. A gift from my beloved. Oh, I'm very sad. We're just beating up old men's pets. Now I'm in my feelings about it. Oh my gosh. All right, so the daily task for the day. Get 50 soul stones of any hero. You can get this by opening heroic chests, opening the soul stone boxes, the 5 each, opening the 50 or 100 soul stone boxes, or from buying them from the shop. Start or join one adventure, pretty straightforward. Start a pet adventure. Collect 75 Titanite in the guild dungeon. Everybody should be able to collect 75 Titanite pretty handily. I don't know what this quest is because I've already completed it. And same thing with this one. I don't know. I'll go ahead and put it on screen now what the quest reward or the daily quests were for today in case maybe there's some questions there. I'll put it on screen now. Thanks to Loadrunner for that graphic. So when it comes to Tristan is a blessed hero, right? So we could start with traditionally the blessed team. Now this team is almost good enough in a lot of situations. This is a nice baseline team. It's a very tough defensive team. You have a very tanky heroes in Luther, Galahad, and Marcus. Tristan, of course, being a high health warrior, he's doing all right himself. And then this 5th slot, you could flop in there any support that you think might be good. You could use Sebastian. If you're going up against enemy Jorgens or enemy curses or stuns, Lians, Arachnes, Fenris, Qingmaos, you can use Sebastian there. You can use Jorgen if you want to force all of the physical attack damage here, the Tristan, Galahad, and Luther physical attack damage onto that back row hero. Maybe if they're not using a Sebastian, maybe the enemy's not using a Martha, that would be a good choice for Jorgen here. You already have a healer, you already have damage dealers and a tank here. You could use Isaac. If you're going up against mage teams, you need a little bit of mage slowdown, you could use Isaac there. You could even go with double DPS with Yasmin or Kira, or if you wanted to get a anti-Yasmin team in there, you could just drop Helios in. So that's a nice setup right here. And honestly, if you are a brand new player right now, if you are an absolutely brand new player, you just started this week, you're just experiencing Hero Wars for the first time, and you're looking at Tristan like, should I build him? Galahad being given to you day one and potentially built up a little bit already because the game forces you to build him up just a little bit, and you might just like Galahad, and I know a lot of you like Galahad. This is not a bad start. This is a nice free-to-play team using Galahad, using Tristan. You just add in Marcus when you can. There he is, the Grand Arena shop. So you don't really get the healer until, what is it, level 60, I think that Grand Arena unlocks. But just participating in the Grand Arena will get you a lot of coins. Marcus is a fairly easy to get and fairly easy to level healer for your blessed team. So that's just one way to build them. There are a couple, and we're going to talk about them in a second. But first, I want to talk about where Tristan is strong. In yesterday's video, I actually discussed that Tristan and Qingmao are very similar in their skill set and their abilities. However, I had an extra day to think about it, and a lot of people threw a lot of their best Tristan teams out there onto YouTube and at me, and we did some pretty extensive testing. I've discovered, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well, that Tristan, of all of the frontline damage specialists, and I'm talking about Elmir, Qingmao, Astrid Lucas, Ishmael, all of these frontline damage specialists, none of them can have the reach of that second position like Tristan can. A lot of people use Celeste in order to kill Karks or Kiras or Yasmins in that second position. A lot of people do that. However, with Tristan, you have a relatively safe, protected hero. Celeste is squishy, right? She's kind of squishy. You have a relatively safe and protected hero who does a considerable amount of unmitigated damage. Not pure damage, but physical attack, red damage, right? That is basically going to negate all of the enemy's armor. Tristan's Violet ability gives him incredible energy gain, especially, depending on what tanks are in front of him and how the enemy team is structured. And the ability to do just a massive amount of damage to the front line, the entire front line, not just the front hero, but the front and second hero, while basically having his armor penetration artifact up full time, allows you to do a lot of damage very quickly. You add in a Sebastian, maybe a Jet to do some critical hit damage, and Tristan is going to make short work of any damage dealer in the second position. Now, we'll talk about how to counter that in another video later on. But if you find yourself in a server that has a lot of second position damage dealers, then Tristan is going to be the counter. Is going to be a counter, I should say. There are others, like I said. Celeste is definitely one of those. So how else could you build Tristan? The fact that Tristan's armor penetration artifact is going to be up so often makes me think that you could go either way, Luther or Galahad with this. Now, a lot of people would consider doing both, but I'm not sure that I would. So which one would you choose? Well, I've already mentioned that the free-to-play side of you should use Galahad, and Galahad wouldn't be a bad choice. He does a lot of damage very quickly. Area of effect damage, he's got a little bit of a self heal, so it's pretty strong there. But Luther, being another one of the blessed heroes, is an interesting mechanic in that he jumps to the enemy's back line and does damage back there instead of the front line. If Tristan is handling doing damage on the front line, if he's got enough damage output himself to do enough damage to that front and second hero, then why not have a hero that could focus on the enemy's backline? And again, Luther isn't necessarily a damage dealer, but imagine if Luther had permanent armor penetration artifacts up, which he often will once Tristan gets going. Luther will still be in front of Tristan whenever he jumps. Tristan can do an okay job of defending the team since he's a warrior with strength as his main stat, so his health and defenses are on the higher side of warriors. Like Ju, when Luther leaves, Tristan can stand there and be just fine. From there, you need to pick your supports. You could use Sebastian against curses and stuns and other debuff heroes like Fenris or Qingmao. You could use Isaac in place of Sebastian against some of the mage teams out there. ODH is going to give this team a lot of trouble. The twins, Satori. If you're going up against the Satori, you need to put a Nebula next to your Tristan right here. Picking a decent support, Jorgen could work right here. Very similar to how I pick supports for my Kark team. I use Jorgen, Nebula, Sebastian, Isaac, some cases Helios in that, that third choice for a hero. You just vary that depending on the team you're going up against and potentially just leave Sebastian in there on defense full time. maybe even using Isaac in there on defense full time, depending on the teams on your server. If you have a lot of mage teams in the top 10, top 50, use Isaac instead of Sebastian. But we're just going to put Sebastian in here for now, just to keep it going. You could do a second DPS. Tristan by himself is going to take care of that front line. Luther is going to make some havoc on the back line. And you could add a marksman, Artemis, Astrid and Lucas. I don't know that I would use Dante, because Dante is going to attack the front line sequentially, and you already have Tristan attacking that front line. Qing Mao, same situation. You already got an armor penetration artifact, and you don't really necessarily need to do more damage to that front line with Tristan taking care of business up there. Same thing with Fox. You could look at a damage dealer like Kark. This hits the lowest health enemy targets. Usually this is not the frontline heroes. I see a lot of people using Kira idea in this. This will hit every enemy target. Not a bad choice there. But of course, Yasmin is going to be an awesome choice as well. Whenever she jumps forward, she will be in front of Tristan, so she'll gain that buff just for a split second while she's using her ult, so long as you time it correctly. And she doesn't necessarily attack the frontline hero. Occasionally, it's going to be the midline or the backline hero. So Yasmin is going to be a good choice. But any marksman that doesn't necessarily attack the front line is going to be a good choice here as well. Or, Anvari could work, or Kark. Any damage dealer, second damage dealer could work in here. Because I'm not sure that Tristan by himself is enough damage, but maybe he is. Maybe he is. So then from there, just adding in a healer. You could use Martha. You could use Marcus because he's blessed. It really just is going to depend on the types of enemies that you see a lot of. If you are seeing a lot of Luthers, then you might want to consider using Martha, okay? That's a little counterintuitive because Martha is countered by Luther, but Luther will knock over a squishy 5th slot hero very quickly if you don't have Martha back there protecting them. In the case of Marcus, you can see that Sebastian and Yasmin are so far back. Luther's going to jump back there and beat up Sebastian and then completely divert all the attention of Yasmin back there, and that might not be the best bet. So I can see that a team, something like this, with maybe Dorian in the back or Martha in the back would be a nice choice. But you could use Marcus. You could do something else with your damage dealer. You could go with Dark Star. You could go with Dark Star back there, and then you again use Dorian. It's really all about focusing on damage dealers that don't necessarily attack the front line, because your Tristan is going to do enough damage, like I said already, to that enemy front line. So a lot of ways to build this hero, not necessarily using the blessed, but of course you're going to want at least one blessed hero so that you can get your physical attack debuff onto that second hero in line, usually the Kark or the Kira or the Yasmin in a lot of teams, have enough damage output and enough energy gain to be able to use that ultimate frequently, keep the armor penetration artifact up throughout the entire fight. Lots of ways to build this. Is this the best? No. We still have a lot to learn about Tristan. We have a lot to learn about the blessed heroes, and we have a lot to learn about hero wars in general. But that's why we do our live streams every day, Monday through Friday. We will be live streaming again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. UTC. I hope to see you all there. We're going to talk more about Tristan. We'll talk about the Brawl event on mobile as well. And if you'd like a chance to win 5,000 skin stones, check out that link in the description box down below. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.